I guess we'll start with CJ. I mean, it gets called up.
He's a Winnipeg Jets now. I don't want to talk about him.
Right.
Just talk about the Manitoba Moose.
Can you give me something
Yeah.
on just how he's played? I mean, obviously, it seems like he's deserving of call up, and you would have had an input on that. What has he done here?
Yeah, well, we do, and we're happy for him. But there's always a few guys. So we have a pool of players that could have been called up, and CJ got the call. Happy for him. He's a guy that plays a solid 200-foot game. That's his type of game, and can play center. Mainly, we use him as a center, but some games on the wing, so he can play on the wing as well. Can play the power play, can play the PK. I don't see him being on the power play. Maybe the PK. I don't know what their plan is, but he's an honest player. He's good on the forecheck. So his main skills, if you want a description, he's really good on the forecheck, and I think they were looking for a guy that can be good as a forechecker.
Speaking of Winnipeg Jets that are now Manitoba Moose, then Ville Heinola joins the fold here. Obviously the job here is to develop him and that sort of thing. But what is the not the challenge, but what is the plan for a guy like Ville, who's showed very well even in the NHL and now is down here, to I guess play a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of things we're going to be working on. But when I looked at him today at practice, the first thing that I see is he loves the game. Like, he's having a lot of fun playing hockey, and we want to bottle that. We want to make sure we keep that, because that's something that, to me, that's a skill, that's a style, and the passion for the game. Very talented young player. Lots of deception in his game. So he's going one way, and you think he's going to keep going that way, but he turns and he goes the other way. Even offensively, he's looking one side and he's going to pass the puck on the tape on the other side. So lots of deception in his game, which is a real talent, and he's a guy that can make good first passes on the breakout under pressure, which is also a skill. He doesn't. I've watched all the Jets games, and I didn't see him refusing to make plays under pressure, even against heavy guys. He's still willing to touch that puck first, take a hit to make a play. So a lot of good things for him. But as far as development, we're going to try to take what he's really good at and make sure he becomes really excellent or great at those things. So that's one thing. And the second thing is we're going to put him in different positions here, 5-on-5, ice time for sure, power play. But at times, and that's the one thing I'm being careful here, the NHL is, the National Hockey League is way faster. Well, it's faster, and but it's cleaner. And that's why it's faster, because it's cleaner. The American League is the second best league in the world, but it's not as clean, and sometimes there's confusions, and the pucks are not always on the tape. They're sometimes in the skates, so that might be a little challenge for highly intelligent players like him. So that's going to be an adjustment for him, but it's I want to keep his passion for the game. To me, that's what's going to bring him to. He's going to play for the Jets. He's going to be a great player for us for a long time, but that's one thing we want to keep.
And because he still has that, you don't necessarily then have to worry about or coach maybe the disappointment of being sent down. I mean, have you had a chat with him to just see if he's of the right mind state, I suppose?
So the average hockey player at 18 years old, they're playing major junior, Canadian. I'm talking about Canadian players. And at 18, you're trying to, most of them are trying to win a regular spot on your team. So this kid is playing in the National Hockey League, got sent down. But there's a reason why he's there. And he loves to compete. And was he disappointed? Like, he doesn't think as if he's 18 years old. He sees it, I'm a hockey player. So yes, he was disappointed. And if he wasn't, like I told him this morning, I said, if you weren't disappointed, I'd be wondering what's wrong with you. But he was. But 2 minutes after that, he had a big smile. I told him about the plan and how we're going to use him. We play the same system, so you don't have to worry about anything in that regard. Just bring your smile and work hard, and everything will be fine.
And just one quick one on Sammy. It just looks like he's getting ready to maybe return to the lineup on Saturday.
Yeah, he's playing the next game. We think our medical staff did a great job at taking care of him. So he's back 100% now.
And he's had a tough couple months, from the car accident to the, to being, and there's been some disappointment in there for him too, because there was an opening on the Jets that perhaps he could have taken if.
Yeah.
He seems though in pretty good spirits, given everything that's kind of happened over these 2 months. Have you seen that from him?
Yeah, we did. Disappointed, just like Ville, but at the same time, car accident, injury, didn't play much, didn't practice much. So it was for him and his future. I think it was the right thing to do, and we made it clear that you have to take the opportunity and take the ball and run with it. So he's going to be given a lot of ice time. For the time being, he's going to be here. Is he going to be here for 1-2 games? I don't know. Or a full season? No clue. And that's the truth. But on the other side, right now, and that's what we talked about, right now, you're here. And you can think about the Jets all day long. Right now you're here. So you have to make sure you take care of Sammy, you make sure you play well for the Moose, and by doing that consistently, and it might be a weekend, it might be a month, it might be a year, I don't know, but you're here right now, live in the moment, make sure you bring your best game, and Sammy and I have a pretty good relationship. We've been pretty honest with each other. We're always honest with our players, but we had some pretty deep conversations, and it's for him. I think there's a sense of being comfortable, if I can put it that way. I think he's going to be fine. I really want him to be successful. He's going to be given an opportunity, that's for sure. But from there, when we open the door and he goes on the ice, he's responsible for his actions.